Good evening again, dear friends. It's time to read. We continue this evening in our reading of the Wisdom of Ben Sira, the Apocryphal book known in Greek as the Book of Sirach and known in Latin as the Book of Ecclesiasticus, which is what we are mainly referring to it as, Ecclesiasticus. Believe it or not, we Anglicans tend to use a fair amount of Latin titles for things. So, alas, Ecclesiasticus is how we refer to this most commonly. We are in chapter 25. Chapter 26. We'll be resuming tonight at verse 10. And I'll be reading from the Common English Bible in the left-hand column. The right-hand column has the text as it is found in the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition. Which I may reference at some point to compare the two. It's an interesting and, well, dare I say, somewhat cringy portion that we're talking about because, well, as this big picture points out, chapters 25 through 43 are collected teachings, dozens of more proverbs, and the blunt reality of things is that these teachings don't exactly, well, women and slaves are both inferior. That's how this puts it. The blunt reality is in this text, we haven't so much come across slaves yet, but we've definitely come across women as being inferior and frankly of no value. Unfortunate. But alas, yes, there are moments that is in the scripture. And scriptures can be used and twisted to defend all sorts of things that we don't believe are faithful to God's ways any longer. So, friends, let's read. Chapter 26, resuming at verse 10. Pull up our timer. We'll spend a little bit of time with this apocryphal book. There's one good thing. The apocryphal books, we read them, but we don't place them in the same level of authority. So it's really easy with these books to dismiss things that we find problematic, like language about women. Let's read, friends. And good evening again, Don and Linda. Keep a strict watch over a disobedient daughter, or else, if she finds you off guard, she will take advantage of you. Beware of her shameless eye, and don't be surprised if she wrongs you. Just as thirsty travelers will open their mouths and drink from water that is near, she will sit in front of every peg, and she will open her quiver to an arrow. Remember, scriptures often often engaged euphemism? Let your creativity run wild for a moment and feel free to let that creative moment end with a bit of a cringe. Because, yeah, it is cringeworthy. Verse 13, a wife's charm will delight her husband, and her skill will put fat on his bones. A silent wife is a gift from the Lord, and nothing can be traded for her self-discipline. A modest wife adds charm upon charm, and there is no balance that can weigh the full value of her self-control. As the sun rising in the Lord's high heavens, so is the beauty of a good wife in her well-ordered home. As a lamp shines on the holy lampstand, so also is a beautiful face along with steady maturity. Like gold pillars on a silver base, so also are shapely legs on steadfast feet. My child, this is interesting. The NRSV points out that the following verses are added by other ancient authorities, which means the NRSV keeps open that, well, maybe these are a little questionable. Common English Bible doesn't, it just includes them. Verse 19, my child, keep the vitality of your prime of life safe and sound, and don't give your strength over to strangers. After you have chosen a fertile plot out of every field, sow your own seed, being confident of your excellent descent. You realize we're not talking about actual harvests. Verse 22, thus your offspring who surround you and who have confidence in their excellent descent will become great. A hired woman will be considered the same as spit. A hired woman, the NRSVUE, is more blunt. A prostitute is regarded as spittle. But a married woman will be considered a tower of death to those who associate too closely with her. An ungodly woman will be bestowed on a lawless man as his portion, but a godly woman is granted to the man who fears the Lord. A shameless woman will always be in disgrace, but a dignified daughter will show modesty even with her husband. An unruly wife will be thought of as a dog, but the wife who feels shame will fear the Lord. Remember, we have a different attitude about dogs. My Mary and Martha are treasures of my heart. That's not even close to what this is intended to be. Dogs, oh. If this culture, time of which we read in the scriptures, were to see us with dogs as pets in our households, they would be appalled, shocked, offended, unthinkable. Verse 26, a wife who honors her own husband will appear wise to everyone. But the wife who dishonors her husband with arrogance will be known to all as ungodly. The husband of a good wife is happy, for the number of his years will double. A loud-mouthed and talkative wife is like a battle trumpet sounding an attack. The spirit of the man who lives under such conditions lives perpetually in the chaos of the battlefield. Wow. And the NRSV in this case is even a little bit more blunt. Every person like this lives in the anarchy of war. Every man, that is. Wow. Verse 28. My heart has been saddened by two things, and I was made angry because of a third. A warrior who is needy and impoverished, intelligent people who are treated with contempt, and people who are turned from righteousness to sin. The Lord will prepare them for the sword. A merchant can hardly keep from wrongdoing, nor is a tradesman innocent of sin. And that, friends, is a good spot to stop. And next time, we'll pick up with chapter 29. No, 28 at 7. Whew. I'm looking over here at the verses, 29 verses in chapter 26, and that threw me off. Next time, chapter 27, the opening verse. That's where we'll pick up next time. Have a blessed evening, dear friends. Prayers in the morning. I hope you can join us then. Peace be with you.